Good morning, everyone. The part 7 of the lesson chemical bonding and the molecular structure is hybridization involving d orbital. Hybridization in the elements involving d orbital. Now earlier we have studied about only s and the p orbital. Now here we are talking about the hybridization, about those elements in which we have studied, in which we have the study of the d orbital. So the elements present in the third period contain d orbital in addition to the s and the p orbital. So the energy of the 3d orbital are comparable to the energy of 3s and 3p orbital. Energy of 3d orbital are comparable to the energy of the 3s and 3p orbitals. So the energy of 3d orbital are also comparable to those of the 4s and the 4p orbital. The energy of 3d is also comparable to the 3s and 3p as well as 4s and the 4p orbital. So because of this, the hybridization involving either 3s and 3p and 3d, maybe we have such type of hybridization, or the hybridization is involving the 3d and 4s and 4p. So we have here hybridization is involving in the 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p orbitals are also possible. So the important hybridization scheme involving s, p and d orbitals, we have discussed about this topic. Right now we have the discussion of the 3d orbital. So the first is the sp3d hybridization. sp3 hybridization. Now this is the next topic, sp3 hybridization, or we can say that the formation of PCl5, that is the phosphorus pentachloride. PCl5 means phosphorus pentachloride. So the ground state and the excited state outer configuration of the phosphorus, that is the 15. Atomic number is 15. So if we do the electronic configuration, so at the last we are all here, I am talking about only last two orbitals. The one is the s, 3s, it has the 2 electron, and the 3p, it has the 3 electron, and it is clear from the name that one s orbital, 3p orbital and 1d orbital. 1s, 3p and 1d orbital takes part in, they intermix together and they give the sp3 hybrid orbital. So first of all, the phosphorus, the last two configuration of the phosphorus is 3s2 and 3p. So the phosphorus in ground state, so this is the 3s. How many electron on 3s in 3s? That is 2. So one is clockwise and the this is 3s. And if we are talking about the p, so 1 electron here, 1 here and 1 here. This is the 3p. And we don't have any electron. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We don't have any electron in the 3d orbital. But phosphorus in excited state. Phosphorus in excited state, actually what happened, the one electron from the s orbital jumps to the d orbital. One electron from the s orbital jumps to the d orbital when the phosphorus come in the excited state. Now we have only one electron here, 3s. Now we have the 1, 2, 3, 3 electron here. This is same as this. And in the d orbital, it has suborbital, 5 suborbital. So one electron is here. This is the 3s, this is the 3p, and this is the 3d. So how many orbital are involved? S is 1, so no need to write 1. P is how much orbital? 1, 2, 3. So P is 3 and D is only 1. Such type of hybridization is known as sp3 hybridization. This is the sp3 hybridization. And if we are talking about the PCl5, so this one is the 3s, this is for the P, and this is for the D. 1, 2, 3, 5. So this is the 3s, this is 3p, and this one is the 3d. So 1, 1, 1, 1. It is same. Now we have the 5Cl. So for the Cl, I am using the dotted line. This dotted line represents the electron. This is the Cl. So this is 1 Cl, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the Cl. This is the Cl. This one is the Cl. This is the Cl. And this one is the Cl. So this is the example of the sp3d hybridization. Now the next is the sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization, or we can say that the example for this one is formation of SF6. Formation of SF6. So here it is clear from the name that 1s, 3p and 2d. 1s, 3p and 2d orbital intermix together and they form a sp3d2 hybridization. So let us discuss it with the help of the example. So sulfur, if we have done the electronic configuration for the sulfur, first of all the sulfur in the ground state. So when the sulfur in the ground state, it has 2 electron in the s orbital, that is the 3s, 2 electron in the s orbital, 1, 2, 3, and this one is the d, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it has 4 electron in the p orbital. This one is the d orbital. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 electron. So when the sulfur in excited state, when it is in the excited state, so the 1 electron from here and 1 electron from here moves to the 3 orbital. 1 electron from s and 1 electron from p moves to the 3 that is the 3d orbital. So now we have this type of configuration. 1 is here, 1 is here, 1 is here, and if we are talking about the d, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1, 1, and these are the empty. These are the empty. So and how many f's we have? We have the 6f. So we represent this is the f with the help of the dotted line. So this one, so that is 1s, 1, 2, 3, p, that is sp3, and how many d? 2, d2. This is the sp3d2 hybridization. Now the next topic is molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory, or in short it is known as MOT. So the molecular orbital theory was developed by F. Hund. It was developed by F. Hund and R.S. Millikan in 1932. And this theory have many characteristic features. So let us discuss one by one. So the first feature of this theory is the electron in the molecule are present in various molecular orbital. The electron, if we are talking about here, I am not talking about the atom, I am talking about the molecule. So the electron in the molecule are present in the various molecular orbital as the electron of the atom are present in the various atomic orbital, because if the atom has the atomic orbitals and the molecule have the molecular orbital. So as the electron are dispersed in case of the atom, the electron are dispersed in the atomic orbital, same as that the electron are dispersed in the molecular orbital if we are talking about the molecule. This is the first feature. The second feature is the atomic orbitals of comparable energy. The atomic orbitals of comparable energy and proper symmetry combines to form the molecular orbital. So it means that we all know very well, when two atoms combine we get a molecule. So when the atomic orbital of the symmetrical proper symmetry or the proper energy, when they combine, so they form the molecular orbital. Now third one is, while an electron in an atomic orbital is influenced by one nucleus. For example, this is a atom, this is the nucleus, and this one is the electron. So this electron is influenced by the only one nucleus. This electron is influenced by the only one nucleus. But if we are talking about the molecule, so how the molecule is formed? When two atoms are combined together. So in case of a molecule, the electron are influenced by two nucleus. In case of an atom, the electron is influenced by only one nucleus, but in case of a molecule, the electron are influenced by two nucleus. This is the next salient feature. So the next one is the number of molecular orbital. The number of molecular orbital formed is equals to the number of combining atomic orbital. It means that when two atomic orbital combine, these are the two atomic orbital. When these two atomic orbital combine, so two molecular orbitals are formed. Two molecular orbitals are formed, in which one is known as the bonding molecular orbital, and another one is known as the anti-bonding. Another one is called the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now the next one is the bonding molecular orbital. The bonding molecular orbital has lower energy. This one is the bonding molecular orbital. So the bonding molecular orbital has lower energy and hence greater stability. It has the lower energy and hence it has a greater stability in comparison to the anti-bonding molecular orbital. In comparison to the anti-bonding molecular orbital. And the last feature is the molecular orbitals, like atomic orbital, are filled in accordance with the above principle, obeying the Pauli's exclusion and Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. We have discussed about these rules later on. Okay, now let us discuss about the new topic. This topic belongs to the molecular orbital theory. We know that we have two types of orbitals. This one is the bonding orbital and another one is the anti-bonding orbital. So first of all, discuss about the bonding orbital. They are formed, bonding orbital are formed when the lobes of combining atomic orbital have the same sign. So that time we get the bonding orbital. And if the lobes of the atomic orbital has the opposite sign, the one is the positive and another one is the negative, then we have the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now the bonding molecular orbital is formed by the addition. This is formed by the addition of overlapping of atomic orbital. This is formed by the addition of overlapping of atomic orbital, and the wave function of the bonding orbital may be written as, this is for the wave function of the molecular, that is the molecular orbital. So the bonding orbital is formed. This one is A, for example, we have the two orbitals and this one is B. So there should be the addition. Addition should be necessary for the formation of the bonding molecular orbital. And for the anti-bonding molecular orbital, this is shown by this one star, that is the molecular orbital. We have A minus B. So this is formed with the subtraction. So the anti-bonding molecular orbital, is formed by the subtraction of the overlapping of the atomic orbital. So here the subtraction takes place. Now the bonding molecular orbital, so it has a greater electron density. Bonding molecular orbital has a greater electron density in the region between the two nuclei of bonded atom, and it has the greater, this one anti-bonding molecular orbital has the lesser electron density in the region between the two nuclei of the atom. And the bonding molecular orbital possesses lower energy and then the isolated atomic orbital, and it possesses the higher energy than the isolated atomic orbital. So these are the main differences between the bonding molecular orbital and the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now the next topic is condition for combination of atomic orbital. So the molecular orbitals are formed by the combination of the atomic orbital. This we have already discussed. But all type of orbital cannot combine with each other. So there are some conditions, main condition for effective combination of the atomic orbital. So let us discuss one by one. The first one is the combining atomic orbital must have same or nearly the same energy. This is the important condition. For example, in case of the homonuclear diatomic molecule of the type A2, for example, we have this is a diatomic molecule, but it is a homonuclear. A 2s orbital of one atom can combine with the 2s orbital of another atom, but 1s orbital of one atom cannot combine with the 2s orbital of another atom, because their energy will not be same. That's why they don't combine with each other. So 2s is always combined with 2s, and 1s never combine with the 2s and the 3s and the 4s, because the energies are not same. And the second condition is the extent of overlapping. We have already discussed about what is the overlapping. So the extent of overlapping between the atomic orbital of two atoms should be large, because we know very well the strength of the bond depends upon the extent of the overlapping. Greater the extent of overlap, the greater will be the electron density between the nuclei of a molecular orbital. This is the second condition. Now the third condition is the combining atomic orbital must have the same symmetry. Same symmetry means their orientation is similar about the molecular axis. So these are the three main important conditions for the combination of the atomic orbital. Now the next topic is energy level diagrams. Energy level diagram for molecular orbital. MO stand for the molecular orbital. So here we have to study that how we draw the energy level diagram for the molecular orbital. The relative energy of the molecular orbital depends upon the two main factors. The first is the energy of the atomic orbital combining to form the molecular orbital, and the second one is the extent of overlapping between the atomic orbital. The greater the overlap, the more the bonding orbital is lowered, and the anti-bonding orbital is raised in energy relative to the atomic orbitals. So first of all, let us discuss about how the bonding orbitals are filled, or how the anti-bonding orbitals are filled. So first, for the bonding molecular orbital. So we have the following series for the bonding molecular orbital, that is sigma 2s, sigma 2pz, pi 2px and pi 2py. This is the series for the bonding molecular orbital, and for the anti-bonding molecular orbital, anti-bonding molecular orbital, the series is sigma anti-bonding. This sign refers to the anti-bonding. Sigma anti-bonding 2s, sigma anti-bonding 2pz, that pi anti-bonding 2px and pi anti-bonding 2py. So this is the series for the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now if you want to make the molecular orbital energy level diagram, so I'll show you how to make. So first of all, this is 2s. This is the atomic orbital. Now this one is the sigma antibonding 2s. This is the molecular orbital. Again this one is the sigma 2s, and here we have, this is again, this one is the 2s. So this is for the 2s. This line is for the atomic orbital, and this line is for the molecular orbital. So we know very well that first of all we have to written the bonding orbital and then anti-bonding orbital. So this one is the bonding orbital and this one is the anti-bonding orbital. Now if we want to draw the structure for the p orbital, so first of all, this is the 1 2 3, this one. Now this is this one. Now we have this one, this is the 2, this one. Now we have this one. Now this is the again for the p orbital. Now here we have 2 structure, and this one is the, now here we have 1. So sorry, this is the 1, this is the 1, and this one is the 2. So this is 2p, this is 2p. Again is the s and p, these are the atomic orbital and this is for the molecular orbital. So these two are the, this one is the pi 2py and this one is the pi 2pz, and this one is the sigma 2p, this is the sigma 2pz, and this one is the pi 2px, this one is the pi, this is the anti-bonding, this is the pi 2py, and this one is the sigma anti-bonding 2pz. So this is the molecular orbital diagram.